up feeling weary.
My head is work now.
I drew the short straw with this watch.
What do you think you're up to, layabout? Get a move on!
Do your injuries pain you? This is no place for one of your ill. You ought not anger the overseer.
Mayhap I ought to be getting as tired as I am.
This place gives me an ill feeling.
Time for you to get to work.
What you mean?
You are prepared to work.
Not ruins your day like getting cold.
A job well done. What is this commotion? What is this commotion? Perhaps we ought to investigate. Swift strikes are Athena's greatest weapon. Watch for an opening, then press your foe till they are overwhelmed. These may not carry shields, but their nimbleness allows them to dodge incoming attacks with ease. Boulders, barrels, and light make effective weapons for clever combatants. When delivering targeted strikes, I would recommend clinging to your weapon.
Are you unharmed?
Concerning!
You ought flee while you can.
Come this way. Let us flee.
You not soldier. That is the only.
A griffin appears one. Was it you then? The one who was right. 'Tis a wonder you survived. Where exactly is this jail you say you escaped from? Where are you going? I'll not force you to receive treatment, but I'd at least like a word. Fie! Goblins! If you find your strength flagging, imbibe a curative or have a bit of green wine. When one of the fiends comes in, let it guard or dodge, else you'll be sore on the morrow. Make use of the slope. It will give you an advantage against their ranks. There are oft items to be scavenged from the bodies of monsters and their ilk. If you're not squeamish about picking at their bones, that is. Where do you think you're going? You can't just run off.
Pawns are oft. I am no exception. 'Tis my privilege to accompany.
Well, you truly are the Arisen then. Surely there's only... The Watchhead would know what to do. Suppose we'll save any further questions till the What? Mayhap you could make from... The Arisen is said to bear some...
Hail, Arisen. Very well.
I've a modest talent for spotting materials that will be an honor to serve by your side.
You can count on me to fly to your aid in your... If ever you've need of an...
This ladder looks sturdy enough to climb.
Boy, that my pa always used to say. Aye, being on... You should stop by the inn in... Melve if you get the chance. No hard feelings if you prefer...
Going out, are you? You ought at least rest for the... Only don't go rushing off before you're...
Hoy there. My pa always used to say, aye, being on, you should stop by the inn in Melve if you get...
We must rest. Though the...
A splendid accomplishment. You have honed your talents to new heights.
One can but strive to improve.
Hail! You were sold? We've had to start sending out...
Is that so?
Lachlan. But...
Aye, I expect...
Ricardo.
What? When ha-
This is the first I'm hearing of it. Say, you seem stout of... You've my thanks.
Let us make haste. The no-life may be lost on our account. Here we go again.
We fight. To arms!
Let my magic imbue your weapon with the fury of the elements.
I've just recalled. I found a treasure chest near here during my travels beyond the rift. May I show you to its location? Most impressive, Master.
We can ill afford to grow overconfident. Our throw is not yet doubted.
Outstanding.
One might confidently call that a resounding victory.
We mustn't allow ourselves to become complacent. A visit to Melve might jog your memory, Master. It seems the village yet reels from the dragon's assault. And follow me.
Get down here!
Come to me.
Is that... You have my... I've only just enlisted. You saved me this time. Well, I'd best be heading back.
We'd best report back.
Mayhap you will think this a trifle, but ours is a party of women, by and large.
And yet no two of us are the same.
Hail, friend! Many thanks for aiding Ricardo. 'Twas a relief to see him return, and none the worse for wear.
Aye, that it was. The poor sod might not have made it back alive had you not intervened.
'Twas a bit too early for him to be seeing actual combat. We'll be extending his training...
Speaking of training...
Soon as my shift's done,
Would that
I'm
I
off to
now
the tavern.
have cause to draw steel.
I mustn't let the captain see my knees. First, assess the field, then act accordingly. I'm dead on my feet after today's training. Thankless job, this.
Like it or not, I must go where duty calls.
My knees have been acting up of late. I mustn't let the captain see my
I'll
knees.
treat myself to a tickle before bed.
I'd rather not draw steel if I can avoid it.
First, assess the field. Then I'm dead on my feet after today's training. Naught ruins your day, like getting cut open. I've not trained for this. I'm dead on my feet after today's training.
A bit much for me. I guess head home.
Why? My knees have been acting up of late.
I'd hasten home, were this not my duty.
Soon as my shift's done, I'm off to the tavern. I mustn't let the captain see my knees.
I'm nodding off where I stand.
I mustn't let the captain see my knees.
A fine place to harvest some ingredients.
Shall we see if there's aught to be found while we're here?
I would have preferred not to have to fight so soon, but at least I know I'm up to the challenge.
We must not let down our guard.
Let my magics grant you an elemental boon. You are in need of healing. Allow me. Wait a moment.
Having more of these to hand ought serve us well in battle.
Let us take care when and how we put them to use.
I'd wager there's aught to be found here.
We ought to take a closer look. You're welcome to take...
Ah, now here's a surprise.
A splendid discovery. Interesting. I shall have to inform my own master of this.
I've just discovered a hidden route. Where might it take us, I wonder?
My knowledge from other worlds tells me that a forgotten riftstone lies near here. Shall I lead the way?
The enemy has called reinforcements. It seems they need to match our might and strength of numbers.
Approaching fire first! Here you go! Prevail, master.
Let's not get ahead of ourselves. The battle continues. The holy flame at any cost arisen. We've been doused in oil.
I see our goal has changed. I would not presume to direct our course, but do let me know if you require a guide.
The Arisen decides our path. We have but to follow.
I am honored to be called to your side, Arisen.
I have a knack for gathering items and am ever on the hunt.
Looking upon our party, I noticed that none of us are fighters.
A fighter would make for a dependable ally in close combat.
So this is Melv. The scars left by the dragon's assault are plain to see.
Pitiable Arisen. Hast thou forgotten?
Can you hear me, sir? Sir, stay with me. Thank goodness. This is the second time I've watched over you like this. You do not remember? You withstood the fire. I had thought your life forfeit. I'm sorry to hear that. A great many were bathed in... You must be special. Indeed.
I am of the Border Watch. Someone with arisen-like abilities came to this village, horn in tow. Know you aught of this?
Ah, excellent. You must be the one. You match my soldier's description. I'm glad I found you. The ruler of Vermont, if you claim the same, I dispatched a missive before. Would you be willing to accompany me to... Oh, but forgive, I would not depart. Come to think of it, mayhap now would be a good time to...
Let us speak with everyone we can...
Oh, no. I'm not law. I'm an apothecary and... So when I had But, well, as luck will be ashamed to return empty-handed. What? Suppose there's no harm. Seems my luck's not as...
We could... make the fruit robberant ourselves.
Hello again, sir. Say. Oh, well, if you do pick...
Ah, well met. Here for always a pleasure.
We ought to bring this to the one expecting it.
Hello again, sir. Say, have you brought some fruit? I haven't much to offer in...
Well met. She told me all about it. I'm in your debt. Now, tell me, are you... perhaps you already know... Well, now, that won't... Go on, 'twill only take a moment. If there is aught you wish to know of vacations, mayhap I can advise... Very well. There is no wrong. But I shan't take up any more...
Here at the inn, I get so few customers, you see, that I can manage both roles myself. But enough about me. Did you need something?
Always a pleasure.
So this is where you've been. Oh, shall we seek some answers?
Tis an honor to see you again, Arisen. An unexpected reunion, but...
What am I to do? He really ought to have returned by now.
Hail. As you can see, we're rebuilding.
What say you? Would you be willing to help?
Excellent. You're a good... Here's what I need from you. A bask of saurian. I'd like to... I've prepared some explosive...
Saurian nest so near the village is worrying indeed. Let us see the explosive casks there, as quickly as we may.
Ah, first and foremost, will you... My thanks. Are you ready to... Very well. Speak with...
You have honed your talents to new heights.
Well, that appears to finish the job. I'd have, with any luck, the saurian... But pray, take care. You must make sure your aim is good. You'll find the jar...
Now we are to throw a jar of poison. Be sure to handle it with care, Master.
More than my life's worth, yes.
If there is aught you wish to know of vacations, mayhap... Very well. There is no wrong. But I shan't take up any... You'll find the jars of port...
Then I shall remain by your side.
Your aim could have been more precise, but I expect the Saurians will be...
You've done as I asked, though I must say, your aim... All the same, that poison... Watching you got me thinking... Or perhaps... In any event, thanks to...
Our task is complete. Outstanding.
A job well done.
Make haste, then. We must leave anon. Good. Then let us be on...
Battle is upon us!
I shan't let it harm you.
Let my magic imbue your weapons with the fury of the elements.
Dare I say it? We trounced our foe well and true.
We mustn't allow ourselves to become complacent. Take each trial as it comes. I can do no less in service to the Arisen. These times such as the sorcerer's magic are destined for me. I would gladly be obeyed by the Arisen.
The Arisen is the lawful ruler of Vermund. So it has always been. To claim the title is to claim the throne, yet not all claims are true. Our kingdom sees many pretenders. They are not accepted. Best hope you're not one of them. Regardless, do well not to invite my mistrust. Hold here a moment.
Who's that you've brought with you, Watchhead, sir?
An Arisen.
An Arisen?
'Tis uncertain.
What?
I'm well aware of how preposterous if the claim is false. All's been arranged. Come.
I've been on my feet all day. My legs are as legs.
An ox cart with...
This is generally used as a material.
I'm sure we'll find a purpose for it in due time.
This seems a decent spot for a campsite.
The sun has yet to set. We could rest here now or press on a while longer.
Is everyone all more marks of the dragon?
I enjoy tackling fierce foes.
In traversing other worlds, I came to know of a treasure chest for example. Chance of ecstasy? I grant you roaring flame. My curative magics are at your disposal. Wait right there.
I am proud to see how strong you've become, Master.
All the same, we must remain steadfast in our duty. Well done.
Just yonder looks to be a good spot for harvesting ingredients.
No harm in picking a few. Now, what might that be?
We ought to take a closer look. Very well. I shall return.
Here we go again.
Battle cannot be avoided. Fight or die. By your lead.
You must remain calm, else all will be lost.
Let my magics rouse you in elemental food.
It seems we have raised our foes. Use their rage to our advantage. I am well aware of the particulars. The power of such a torrent is not to be underestimated. Perhaps we'll find a way to contain it.
Not as but when. I imagine it would be most beneficial to conquer.
This foe is beyond our strength. I recommend a swift retreat.
I know not what to say.
I'll collect that. You needn't trouble yourself. I knew that I could count upon your strength, Arisen.
We've a choice of where to go, but how to know the path best travelled?
Let us examine each path carefully before we decide.
Here's a welcome sight. After today's training.
Wait right there!
There can be no harm in bringing us along.
We cannot expect gleaming treasures round every corner. I grant you fire's blaze! Use it well! Just recalled. I found a treasure chest near here during my travels beyond the rift. May I show you to its location? As a matter of fact, curious thing. One of my former masters chose to hire only women. I wonder why. Let my magic imbue your weapon with the fury of the elements.
I beg of you! Thank you. Take this. With my...
Another day, same as the one afore it.
Halt! You are approaching the gates of... If you've an entry permit, an invitation, or proof of citizenship, present nothing to show. What do you think you're doing?
I shall conduct the interrogation myself. I beg your forgiveness for my... If the Queen Regent had learned, I had no choice but to treat you as a pretender. Then you have truly lost your memory? You. And no, some days passed. The people rejoiced. Yet, not a... Your arrival would... The assassination of thus. Decent check following that. However, I shall devise some plans to further... This one's cleared of all suspicion, and has my...
So tired. Kip just about...
Pray forgive me, I'm...
Consign it! Get back! You there! Did you see an urchin in a cap run past just now?
Can you? Many thanks. I'll catch that wretch yet.
You're a kind one, aren't you? 'Twould seem I am in your debt. In fact, there's aught I would... Aha! Oh, apologies, but our chat will have...
Hail, Arisen. 'Tis plain you've been... I'm well glad to be traveling.
We meet again, Arisen. An unexpected reunion.
A troubling rumor has reached my ears, and methinks I ought to share it. 'Tis said there is an illness spores can contract beyond the rift that inflicts unspeakable harm on those around them.
Greetings. Here we conduct all manner of procedures pertaining to vocations. Forgive me, but I'm afraid we are not accepting registry. You see, as we currently have no... And we cannot simply purchase, so regrettably I can... Let me see. What else can I tell you? Methinks Roderick. He runs the local armory. And may fortune smile upon you, sir.
We shall have to scour, high and low.
Stay with me, Arisen. Wait a moment.
This really is fine craftsmanship.
Hoi, friend. Fair warning. Goblin from the tell of it. Pray do be careful. Losing my wares for good would make me sore. But no sack. gold could compare. To a fellow life. Faye?
Our packs are heavier, and our purses far lighter.
An investment made for safer travels can hardly be called extravagant.
Need anything? Stop by again soon. Might as well take a look while you're here. Eh? Stop by again soon. Need anything?
Oh, what does this say?
Let's have a look then.
Well met. You will soon forget the fatigue of a long journey when treated to the...
We must rest, though the sun...
Wait for the new...
Equipment's coming.
Off to market I go. A lonely place. Not without
Well met, sir.
I've just recalled a little tidbit I heard from the locals.
Regarding the Vermundian millet.
Good evening, sir. I trust you fared all right on the road? Despite the hour, you know where to find me.
Welcome to the Start. We serve all manner of fine ales here.
Your Majesty, 'tis not a matter for prying ears.
Welcome to the Star Drop-In. We serve all manner of fine ales here. Shall I sit back, relax, and enjoy the finest brews in... Come back anytime.
As I informed you, should Deesa denounce your Yet if we are to prove your identity, it was delayed so that the central players in the court, none would be able to only select members of the... If your majesty is to be counted among them, the citizenry, what say you? Might I ask for your corporate... I thank you, your the first is Trevo Mine, next is Half Village. Finally, there is...
There is no shortage of beasts that need culling in this... world.
There is much we ought to tend to. If we are to strengthen, you will need to infiltrate the palace. I have attempted to do the same. Would that I could undertake the task. What say you, your majesty? I shall ensure that the door to the queen... There is much we ought to tend to. Of all those who serve the queen, I refer to Waldar. Many a time as these are demand, and many a time as our laws dictate that. Thus, what say you? I prepared a means for you. This mission demands, should you be discovered. There is much we ought to tend to. Do not forget that we work...
It would seem we even need to visit the palace.
The rules at your neck. How dare you!
This ladder looks sturdy enough to climb.
Ah, excellent find.
Here's hoping there'll be no...
We shall await. It's you here, Master.
You... follow me!
Suppose I ought to,
I'm still waiting on that report. Somehow I still forgive me for last night's scuffle. A welcome respite from all that hustle and bustle.
Nothing more deadly than getting comfortable.
Who's there? Pray, keep your voice low. Could it be that you have come to bring... Aye, Disa, it was never my intent to deceive. But that is no longer a concern. My word, could Mother have had a hand?
Regent Kin Sven appears to be missing from his...
Me? Then start searching, you fool.
Forgive me. This room turned up little of interest. I'll head out first and speak with... Forgive me. I couldn't sleep. I thought a stroll might clear my head.
All honest coin is made while the sun
A chance to put my feet up is as welcome as fine ale.
I'd sooner stay out of battle, were it possible.
Can't make a living if I get myself injured.
Here's hoping there'll be no trouble today.
I have been waiting for you, Arisen.
Just yonder looks to be a good spot for harvesting ingredients.
No harm in picking a few.
At your neck.
Living's hard.
This isn't much to go on.
There is much we ought to tend to. If we are to... How fared your mission? Was there aught suspicious to be found? This scrap. This alone can prove little, but... To think, 'tis a surprise. If Regent King's... You have done well, your man.
What could the Queen Regent be plotting?
I know not what to make of this.
Queen Regent Disa. Appears to be working in concert with this Phasus fellow. But what precisely is their aim?
Not sure what they expect. I'm no cook, am I?
Bit bland. What can I throw in?
I'll collect that. You needn't trouble yourself.
Those new recruits could barely lift their swords.
If that is your destination, we cannot follow. But know that your return is eagerly awaited.
But not at the expense of my duty.
So, you've come.
strong and my mind sharp.
Have you come to release me from this jail? Aha! Or have you proof? Ah, by that mark. This reminds me of a happening. He went before the people, and what befell him? I dare say, escape? Here? And I need not turn my ear to that said. Tell me, does that... I suspected as much. Well, I suspected as much. Well, I suspected as much.
First, assess the field, then act accordingly.
So this is where you were, Master. I searched high and low for you.
You take care not to stray so far next time.
Arms, arms for the poor. Pray grant those less fortunate. Well met, Sir Arisen. Might I trouble you for alms for the poor? Few can afford perpetual... Well met, Sir Arisen. Might... Many thanks. Well met, Sir Arisen. Might I trouble you for alms for the poor? Many thanks. Hold on You see, one of the children Malcolm, his name is. This building's very... Might I impose on you? Where could... Perhaps you could try asking the other... Perhaps you could try asking the other children. I haven't been able to get...
I find such solace in prayer.
Good day, sir.
Wickedness has no hold.
I'm dead on my feet, but I've much to do yet.
A common reward. Frustratingly so.
We cannot expect gleaming treasures round every corner.
I am well in.
Well met. I assume you'll be starting off with a mug of the good stuff. Many thanks. Well met. I assume you'll be starting off with a mug of the good stuff. Keep those orders coming. This fearsome world of ours is best met with
Them nobles do nothing. Dozen sweetmeats and ale. Taking a wrong. Interested in my wares?
I'll gather this. It might be of use.
To make room for my next shipment. Was I lacking in devotion? Where could... Perhaps you could try asking the other...
Malcolm. Don't know why he bothered. Maybe he was hoping to find... Malcolm's been really into explore. Just the other day, he was gone.
Was I lacking in devotion?
Taking a wrong
Is Malcolm all right? We were supposed to go. Wish he'd woken me up.
Our results are awaited. What say we make...
Please, sir.
I ain't gonna make any coin here.
Oof. My pack's grown rather heavy.
Lessening our load will help to keep us light on our feet.
We shall remain here.
Must have taken...
I'm surrounded by witches on all sides.
Well, have you... I suspected as much. Well, have you found some place I might sate my scholarly curiosities? I suspected as much. Then we are done here. Leave me be. Well, I suspected as much.
I'll not stick my head where it will get cut off.
Watch yourself. I'm not, huh? Thanks, I suppose.
Oi, have a little faith in yourself.
What must needs be done?
Curative ought to do the trick.
Where's my dagger? My claws could use a trim.
Just yonder looks to be a good spot for harvesting ingredients.
Shall we see if there's aught to be found while we're here?
But you mentioned rubble. Come, I fear there's no... Pray, follow me, and quickly. I believe this is the place to which the children were referring. Look, there, a hole. Could he... There is naught to be done, but let us make haste.
Very well. I shall return.
Water is nigh invisible in this gloom. No few times has an overconfident step soaked my boots.
I expect that's a common occurrence in our line of work.
Malcolm, you have my eternal gratitude.
Sir Kendrick, you'll never believe what I've found. Books, sir. Books, books, and more.
Truly, perhaps we ought to take a look.
We ought not lose sight of our guide.
True enough.
Over here.
Heavens above!
Isn't it amazing?
'Tis quite a finding. Why, I've ne'er... Might I ask that you... We cannot allow... We ought to entrust it... As for you, Malcolm, I...
Oh, but...
However, in exchange, let's investigate this place.
It near boggles the mind that so impressive an archive slumbered here. 'Tis surely any scholar's dream.
Right you are. Be on your guard. There are innumerable corners where an enemy might conceal themselves here.
Keep your eyes peeled.
This place is
The books ne'er seem to end.
A profitable endeavor.
Surely I can permit myself but a moment's rest.
oh dull when there's nothing doing. I've got something for you. You'll pay for that! Prepare to engage!
Or to keep watch, lest we be set upon from behind.
Naught can threaten us if we watch each other's backs.
Hour for prayer still not come.
Straw ought to clear my mind.
I hope this job plays out better than the last.
Nary a tail to be had. I'll not hang about. You don't need a perm, just hide in the back of an ox cart. Mind, you've got to avoid the guard's line of sight. But it's easy enough. I should know, I've done it.
Well met. I assume you'll be starting off with a mug of the good stuff.
Impressive.
It's obvious, isn't it?
Almost wish all would have this show.
There's all watching me. I'd swear it.
Time to be heading home. I want to go home.
It is my duty to devote
Suppose
my
that's
life.
enough for me.
My prayers will surely be rewarded.
Pray, keep your voice.
I must be grateful. I must have a full belly.
I'll pick that up. We might have need of it.
Isn't there anything to do round here?
That's my thoughts, down dark
Naught but trouble here. I'll best move along.
Wish I'd been born a nobleman, son.
We shall await you here, Master.
I must be vigilant. The townspeople depend on me.
Well, have you found some place I might sate my... Oh, to guide me outside, then. Guide me outside.
I'll not stick my head where it's...
Tis good to be reunited.
Aye, if you truly are words, maybe, mayhap, the knowledge I've gained
Any loose coin about? Enough to make me rich? If I sleep on my woes, mayhap they'll go away.
not without its charms.
Working this field's all I know. It's pastime I intended. It always sets me to think.
Greetings. You see, you need only make a worthy offering in exchange. If the way forward is shrouded to you, I have seen your path. You've my gratitude. I have seen your path. You've my gratitude. 'Tis lovely to see you.
There's a ladder here. We ought to put it to good use.
This isn't much to go on in another moment.
I ought to attend to.
Greetings, Your Majesty.
Welcome to the Star Tropic. We serve all manner of fine ales here. Come back any time.
There is much we ought to tend to. I bear word from a minister who had from the pains he took to that alone is reason the regent kin. He bids you to use this opportunity. I shall ensure that the daughter.
We have been
There is much we ought to tend to. If we are to, it seems Magistrate Wardor may have to be prudent. Now, would you be so kind as to return the key I lent you? I thank you. Pray.
outstanding.
An achievement to be proud of.
'Tis vital that we rest and regain our strength.
There is much we ought to tend to for some time now, and so, the false sovereign's identity, but may I approach in the false... What say you, Your Majesty? My thanks. Some of the sentries post once your infiltration is successful. Here. Bishop, take care. Your Majesty. Masquerades being as they are, much is made of appearances.
Would you mind coming over here?
There is much we ought to tend to. While examining the palace ledger for some time now, what's more, this cannot be mere happenstance. Yet 'tis strange. I dare say, 'tis a frail hope to be certain. I am glad to hear it. There is much we ought to tend to. The citizenry. As for your the first is Trevomar, next is Half Village. Finally, is there aught else you would speak of, Your Majesty? Do not forget that we work to...
Come rain or shine, I'll make the best of it.
Mayhap I ought to ask around town.
I'm in fine fettle today.
A fine place to harvest some ingredients.
No harm in picking a few.
We're here, Master.
We shall remain here.
If you don't mind.
All my days were so tranquil.
Oh, with that view, I'll have to remember to feel at ease.
I dread to think I've wasted a second of my day.
Really now?
It's quiet about.
Still waiting on that report.
Now, how best to proceed?
Too quiet here for my liking.
That looks promising. Any ideas as to how we might reach it?
Weary at this hour, sir? You must have quite
A good sleep will ensure we are prepared for the morrow.
Nice place, this. In no hurry to leave. Off to market I go.
I'm just grateful I get to lead a quiet life. Well met, sir. Well met. You will soon forget the fatigue of a long journey when treated to the...
A good sleep will ensure we are prepared. Open your eyes, everyone. 'Tis dark out, but our day begins.
Shall we check our packs and be off?
Feeling rested, I trust?
I only polished it this morning.
Now, how best to proceed?
Too quiet here for my liking.
Our soldiers need better training.
Would that all my days were...
We shall remain here.
You are the Arisen. Follow me!
Well, could use more places like this.
I hardly know what to do.
Mayhap you've been misinformed, sir. But there isn't to be a masquerade this day. Just about anywhere.
A fine place to sit and gather one's thoughts.
'Tis best you move along. Pray, be cautious. You must...
I wish the minister would be more careful. He takes the sentinel posted outside his chambers with him everywhere.
What business could be so...
I would not presume to know. However, it must be a...
Oh, perhaps the boar...
My lord.
Oh, unring your... As if anyone in this... Now, if Willem...
Surely none more important.
Indeed. But...
soldiers need better training.
The sooner my duties are concluded, the better.
Surely I'm overdue a day off.
Well, well. Yours isn't a face I'm accustomed to see.
Oi! Who goes there? Who's there?
Tut, tut. Now, this just won't... I don't appreciate. Still, you are welcome. Off you go now. If you...
I shall suffer none to disturb this peace.
Wonder if there's any easy work to be had.
I must be vigilant. The weight of my duties is like to
North. To look forward to, but a long day of work.
I suppose I can.
My sword arm could use some work.
Dull. Can't complain, mind.
I'd sooner stay out of the battle, were it possible.
I ought to find someone to buy me a drink.
My sword arm could use
Here
some
I might
work.
my affairs in peace.
This cannot somewhat mindlessly. I must try to spell mindless man.
I'm in fine battle today.
I could see myself having a kip.
Whereabouts now? How best to proceed?
Only person I believe in is myself.
It seems you've made a discovery regarding the false sovereign. Might we not complete our delivery while we're here?
We need only pass our burden into the hands that await it.
You have my support. We ought to bring word of this to Captain Brandt. If you would be so kind as to follow me, I shall take you to the one you seek.
There is much we ought to tend to, if we are to strengthen your majesty's claim. I know this sigil well. Let me see. Pray make haste in make a clue. Though the political situation, I fear such a partnership. At any rate, I will investigate these matters as only once we have gleaned a fragment, and ere it slips my mind.
A moment long awaited phases. Now there's a name to remember.
There is much we ought to tend to. Do not forget that we work to serve the citizen.
What else needs doing?
Yon path leads not to our destination. If you would prefer to explore, I shall guide you another time.
There will be other opportunities to lead. For now, let us follow.
Would that all my days were so...
It seems we must part ways for the time being.
Whatever am I to do?
All seems well here, but you can never be sure.
Townspeople depend on me.
This is perfect for meditation. Perchance you've the sovereign, wounded in glory. Indeed, 'tis a weight off my heart.
My sword arm could use some work.
Even the best of us.
But not at the expense of my
Always a
duty.
fresh breeze blowing round here. If you've a request.
Slim pickings of late. Am I losing my touch?
The wise are as discerning with time as with coin.
I'm in fine
I shall suffer none to disturb this peace.
Mayhap I really would have been better off a baker. Here.
Hail, friend! You've come at a good time. I was just... Have you heard aught of the masquerade? 'Tis said they are in However, in truth, but therein lies our... Might I ask you to infiltrate one of... You have my thanks. I will speak with a sentinel I trust, and Patrick will be wearing a mask. Hopefully this information will be... Come to think of it, there has been tell of some important figure. I've not been told much. Any guest of my mother's is bound... You should be going now, friend.
Captain will have my head if I skip another patrol.
Can't wait for the new equipment to go here.
What business have you here? Might have a little tip. 'Tis our duty to see this peace protected.
Well, this is no good. Can't let myself get distracted.
Sometimes I wonder if I'm cut out for this work.
Idleness is a luxury.
How intriguing.
Wait for the new equipment to come. Dull days for us are a sign that all is well.
Crowns and politics are no concern of mine.
On me to bear what
Where's my word?
Mayhap.
Winning over a sullen crowd is my specialty. I'm not sure what to
But not at the expense of my duty. It is no easy thing.
You seem well.
Still waiting on that report.
Now, how best to proceed?
Pray in there, put gold in my pocket.
This ladder looks sturdy enough to climb.
Ah, excellent find.
Good evening, sir. I trust you fared all...
Shall we get some rest then?
Coin's no good if you work yourself to death.
Might learn a new dish. Keep things interesting.
Well met, sir.
You know when you breathe your last.
There's comfort in the humdrum of daily life.
I sense eyes upon us.
Welcome to Bjorn, and quality is what you need if you want to survive. So before you check the price, remember, misers die early deaths. Hope to see you again.
Need anything?
A treasure chest. Shall we see if we can't make our way over to it?
Just yonder looks to be a good spot for harvesting ingredients.
Shall we see if there's aught to be found while we're here?
If that is your destination, we cannot follow. But know that your return is eagerly awaited.
You're far from your station, are you not?
Twould seem I drank such drink that I am drunk.
Such quietude is a blessing.
Where might I go?
Really now?
I ought to find someone to buy me a drink.
The weight of my duties is like to flatter me.
Our first sovereign. Who's this now? Is there aught you need of me? Mayhap you have me confused.
Is aught amiss? A delivery?
I'd sooner stay out of that, where it's possible. Come to my charms.
Another fancy...
Now, we who are gathered here... Now, we who are gathered here...
Would seem our...
Well met. Is there aught I can do for you? You must have mistaken me for another. I am unaware of...
Aye, did we have business? Apologies, but I've no idea.
They're the same. Tired faces in the same tired frocks.
Would that
I find dressing for these occasions awfully tedious. I'm partial to a little quiet from time to time.
so tired. My kip just about anyway.
What is it? Is there aught you need? Ah, I see. I shall pen my answer anon. Let us refrain from speaking. Let us
cannot afford it. All I need is my help.
Recruits. There's no pommel from point.
Mayhap I'll buy myself a new sword next time.
Many thanks. Patrick has already... 'Twould seem my mother's tyranny. He has pledged to continue. This would not have been possible without your assistance. At times, it's...
It's too quiet here.
My sword arm.
I'll break in this nothing about.
I've more time than I know how to spend.
I'll feel aside better once I've had my
person I believe in is myself.
Cheap drink. It is not at all to my taste.
This is where I come when life gets overwhelming.
Have you heard? This another ale can't make my...
I'm frightfully busy.
I'm just grateful I get to lead a quiet life.
My sword arm.
These festivities are part and parcel of a...
'Twouldn't do to meddle.
So, tell me more.
I find it liberating.
Silence.
All this revelry in war's way.
Why, no. We who are gathered here are naught but...
'Twouldn't do to meddle.
Methinks I'll have a rest.
Such quietude is a blessing. Such quietude.
Mayhap I really would have been better off a baker.
Still waiting on that report.
I have been waiting for you, Arisen.
It seems you must attend a palace master. parade if you were to meet the one who would falsely claim your title. Shall we make...
Good evening, sir. I trust you...
A good sleep will ensure we are prepared.
Open your eyes, everyone. It is dark out, but our day begins.
Shall we check our packs and be off?
Ready to forge on? We have arrived.
We shall remain here.
Mayhap I really would have been better off with...
When does my watch end?
I must try to... Mindless labor is for mindless men.
Best to remain sober. Much to be done. Twould seem I drank such drink that I am drunk.
I find it liberating to hide my...
Everyone who dances with me
Surely someone will ask me to dance ere long.
'Twouldn't do to...
Methinks I'll have a rest. My feet ache from dancing.
I'm frightfully busy.
Everyone who dances with me complains of...
Not much going on.
Whatever am I to do?
Would
Captain
all
Led
my
made it
days
for
so
All this merrymaking.
Surely these extravagances cannot continue.
No. Pay me no mind. We who are gathered here are naught but nameless.
Just between... My task is to seek out... 'Tis an enigma, forged of strange materials and covered in queer etchings.
I shan't let...
Let us...
Methinks I'll have a rest. My feet ache from dancing.
Another ale can't make...
Best to remain sober.
This is a peaceful place. Perfect for
Dull
meditation.
days for us are a sign that all is well.
How are we to fight with such worn-out gear?
Why, no. We who are gathered here are naught but nameless, noble. No. We who are gathered here...
Just about anywhere.
Trevo mine is but a stone's throw from here. Follow me, Master. I shall guide you to the location.
There's a ladder here.
We ought to put it to good use.
There is much we ought to tend to, if we are to strengthen your majesty, the citizenry. As for your destination, the first is Trevo Mine, next is Half Village. Finally, is there aught else you would speak of, your majesty? Do not forget that we worked...
This isn't much to go on. Hail, friend. I've an eye for people, and I'm in a bit of a quandary. Fear not. I'd be much obliged. Sound appealing?
A crime committed here will see one confined to jail.
I've heard that jailers are paid a pittance, despite the hardships of their...
You've come. Glad so. What say you? Many thanks, friend. I knew...
We will find much better rest in an abode than out in the elements, methinks.
Shall we get some rest, then? We must rest, though the sun is... A good sleep will ensure we are prepared. Shall we get some rest, then? A good sleep will ensure we are... Shall we get some rest, then?
Doesn't sit well with me, truth be told. A good sleep will ensure we are prepared.
It appears night has fallen while we slept.
Shall we get some rest, then? An ox cart ought to make our journey easier.
Fewer monsters are to be found in the main road, though carts travel only by the sun's light.
Tad rowdy, but I shan't.
Good day, sir. What might you be looking
I'll
for?
take the night watch over desk work anyway.
Another day.
I mustn't let this get out of hand.
We are under attack!
Let my magic use your weapons with the fury of the elements.
I'll not take that from you.
That was well fought. There's no one standing who might say otherwise.
Overconfidence is an enemy in and of itself. Let us instead strive to better ourselves with every battle.
This ox cart's bound for the... I'll need to see some coin before I let you on.
What?
As a matter of fact, every master I've ever served has favored different tactics. One party I joined consisted only of ranged specialists.
Wordsworth.
Not bad!
Think nothing of it! Splendid.
Fine place to harvest some ingredients.
No harm in picking a few.
You can count on me to fly to your aid in your hour of need. In another world, I learned that a forgotten riftstone lies nearby. Shall I escort you there, Master? As I recall, we have another matter to attend to in this domain.
Perhaps we ought to go there first. What say you, Arisen? Ferocious when backed into a corner.
Master, are you alarmed? This calls for a curative.
Pray, allow me to open yon chest.
Goblins, Master!
We have no means of exploiting our enemy's weakness. A cave. Shall we proceed into the depths?
Tread carefully. One never can be too cautious.
I am well aware of the particulars.
Let my magic grant you an elemental food.
A flawless execution.
Once more!
Let us not get ahead of ourselves. The battle continues.
Outstanding! You truly are formidable, Arisen.
Forgive me, but I cannot guide you from here.
Allow me. Wait a moment.
Oi, you there! Quick to fight, give us a hand. Right, lend us your aid.
We're in your debt.
Scatter the goblin!
Task is complete.
Well said.
You've a strong arm. 'Twas a simple patrol. I don't know where we'd be if you hadn't come along.
Onward. Our work is not yet done. Unless you've any objections, Arisen, I will plot our course from the nearest location. We were to make for Harv village, as I recall. 'Tis not far from here.
Putting that aside, ours is a party of women, by and large.
And yet, no two of us are the same.
Brave of you to aid us.
You've a strong arm. 'Twas a simple, but I don't know where we'd be if you hadn't come along.
Nasty creature.
I espy a treasure chest, but the path to it is unclear at present.
'Tis a vexing thing, to see it so plainly and yet be unable to open it.
Keep your ears pricked. Our foes might betray themselves with the slightest sound.
Remain alert, and naught shall catch us by surprise.
We've got goblins!
We have no means of exploiting our enemy's weakness.
The Arisen has been torched. Quick, douse the flames!
Hold back, and I will heal you with my magics. Wait right there. I grant you fire's blade. Use it well. So close a call offers no solace in victory.
We ought to consider this a lesson. This is what befalls one who lets down their guard.
Imbue your weapon with the fury of the elements. Methinks we could move this boulder, if we work together.
Shall we set it rolling?
You'll like to grow overburdened if you keep picking up every little trinket you find.
It is overly narrow here, and ill-suited to But
let us proceed with caution. Eyes peeled, ears pricked.
You've a strong arm. 'Twas a simple patrol mission, till we walked into their ambush. I don't know where we'd be if you hadn't come along. I pray you'll let me repay the favour, if e'er there's a chance.
You're welcome to take whatever you like from my pack, Master. I'd gladly see you put what I find to good use.
My knowledge from other worlds tells me that a forgotten riftstone lies near here. Shall I lead the way?
Well, we've eaten our fill. What say we settle our stomachs with a few hours' sleep? We've a choice of where to go, but how to know the path best traveled?
Let us examine each path carefully before we decide.
Bear in mind that you will seek out women with unwavering resistance.
Such single-mindedness makes our enemy predictable, but not necessarily easy to outrun.
Here we go again.
We fight. To arms.
Of course.
Wet hard. Be sure to avoid open glen.
Dare I say it? We trounced our foe well and true.
We mustn't allow ourselves to become complacent. Take each trial as it comes.
Look there. I espy another statue.
Climbing it would grant a clearer picture of our environs. Just yonder looks to be a good spot for harvesting ingredients.
Shall we see if there's aught to be found while we're here?
Ho! A small force ventured. I'll not stop you if you wish to explore. If you're intent...
Pick up every little thing you find, and your pack will soon outweigh you. Well, I know it, yet I can't...
Fine. There's a haze over my eyes. Can anyone hear me? We need help. I don't want to fall here.
Damn blizzard! Is this run to draw my last? Masani!
The arisen has been drenched. Let my magics grant you an elemental boon.
Have you a different destination in mind, Master? Very well. I shall follow your lead instead.
The Arisen decides our path. We have but to follow. Tis done. Splendid.
You're not one of ours. Forgive me. Would you aid me in reaching the... Past surveys revealed no could be a connecting tunnel. This place warrants further...
I'll collect that. You needn't trouble yourself. Stone in hand, we can travel wheresoever we please.
'Tis not an item to be squandered.
You went in there to say I underestimated you. You've done well this day. I thank you.
Visibility is poor here. Be wary of enemies lying in ambush.
We must be ready for anything.
This should be of use.
I grant you roaring plains. Let us proceed to the next location. Shall I lead you to the location nearest here, Arisen?
Oh, You have my gratitude, friend.
I am in your debt, sir.
Hold, sir. Forgive me. We were hoping to reclaim... We fled when the dragon... Easier said than done. What are we to do? But please, sir, do something.
Saurians are bound, Master. Be on your guard.
Careful now.
Battle is upon us!
Well done. Fly off as soon as you can.
Shall we report our results?
You've made yourself an enemy.
The chest. I'll examine its contents, shall I?
Is the deed done good? We shall all be able to... I dare say we'll have... I cannot thank you enough. If you happen to pass by, I should like for you to see this place.
With this, the peril has passed. Still, perhaps we ought to visit the village again anon, just to be certain.
True enough.
We seem to have arrived without issue. But are we safe here?